Bull.
Joan.
Jumble. It's okay. Yeah.
Stop!
Okay. Jumble.
Joan.
There is a dark and dusty attic in my grandma's house, but I never go there on my own. But one day, my friend Mick and I decided to take my little sister there to scare her. It was all Mick's idea. After dinner, while Grandma was taking a nap, we led my sister up the stairs. At the top, I whispered, "Are you sure that you want to go in?" Mick answered, "I'm sure, if you're sure." Then I turned the handle and the door creaked open. We tiptoed in. The attic was full of old things that were packed in boxes and bags. Piles of stuff covered the floor. A tall brown rocking horse stood in the middle of the room. It had big teeth and staring eyes. "Should we ride it?" I asked and winked at Mick. Mick said, "Oh, I wouldn't if I were you. It looks like one of those 10 o'clock horses." 10 o'clock horses? I asked. Mick said, "At night, when it's dark and you can't fall asleep, listen very carefully. When the clock strikes 10, you'll hear the gallop of horses' hooves. Close your eyes and do not speak. If you do, you'll see the 10 o'clock horses breathing on your window, watching you. If they catch you awake, they'll come crashing into your room to snatch you from your bed. Then they'll carry you off into the cold, dark night." As we stood looking at the rocking horse with the staring eyes, it suddenly rose into the air, then came crashing down. Its mouth was wide open. Everybody open your mouth wide. Ready to bite us. Mick and I jumped out of the way just in time. "Get away from there," I told my sister. "Do you want the horse to bite you?" Sometimes she's lucky that I'm here to look after her. Next, Mick spotted a huge cage that was covered with a cloth. It looked as if something were sleeping inside, not wanting to be disturbed. "You'd better stay away from there," I said. "Or else." "Or else what?" Mick asked. "Or else the deadly vampire bat may get you." "Deadly vampire bat?" asked Mick. "Yeah, for over 100 years it's lived in that cage. As long as it's kept in complete darkness, it's harmless, it won't hurt you. But if the cover is removed and the vampire bat gets one glimpse of human flesh, it will bite through those bars with its fierce teeth, then it will grab the victim by the throat." Mick was suspicious, but I could see him watching the cage, just in case it moved. Then it did! It started to shake, as if something inside were waking up. Slowly the cover began to slip off the cage. Mick and I backed away, bumping into one another. We started to scream, but then we stopped. We don't scare that easily. It was just a stuffed parrot that was full of moth holes. Mick and I didn't think it was funny, but my sister laughed. You laugh. You're like my sister. "Come here," I said, and I took her hand. I'll need to keep my eye on you. It was too late, though. My sister had spotted the closet. She wanted to play dress-up. Mick soon put a stop to that. You'd better watch out, he said, or Jumble Joan might get you. Jumble Joan? I asked. Mick winked at me. Look. Wink. Like that. Yeah, she's a horrible old woman who kidnaps little children. Ah, right, little girls mostly, with light-coloured hair and blue eyes. She waits in dark cupboards and deep closets, said Mick. She hides in attics, I said, pretending to be nothing but a pile of old clothes. When it's quiet and starting to get dark, she stands up on her big rubbery legs and wobbles out, searching for little girls to steal. When you least expect it, she shuffles up behind you, drops to the floor, and lies there without moving. Little by little, she edges herself closer and closer, and then, quick as a flash, she grabs you and stuffs you into her great big skirt. No matter how loud you scream, no one will hear you. You'll be trapped. She'll carry you struggling back to her cold, dark den. It was chilly in the attic now. The wind was blowing in through the skylight. It was getting dark. The clothes that hung from the closet door began to rustle and move. The empty arms of the coat seemed to be moving toward us. Mick and I looked at each other. We didn't say anything. Very slowly we began to move. Right behind us, in the middle of the floor, was a huge pile of clothes. It lay there, soft and lumpy, blocking our way to the door. Mick. We stared at the pile. We could see two beady little eyes peeking out from layers of skirts, scarves, and sweaters. They were watching us. Carefully, we tiptoed around the pile. We were almost to the door, and Mick reached out for the handle. Suddenly, the mountain of clothes rose up, rushed forward, and tried to grab us. Gotcha! It said. Ah! Mick and I didn't waste a second. We ran out the door and down the stairs as fast as we could. We didn't even wait for my sister. She can take care of herself. Was there really a monster?
No.
Who was it?
It was the little girl.
She's so good at... What kind of joke is that?
It's more sparkly.
It's a sparkly joke? It's a practical joke.
Practical joke.
The Jumble Joan.
No! Andy.
The Andy End.
No, not like this. The Andy Jumble Joan.
The Andy Jumble Joan. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. No, Ben 10. Ben, he don't know Ben 10 Mermaid.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, little Brody.